Hello, good day, good evening, whatever time it is. I bring you a very random video. We're talking about tailspins, or more specifically, strong aerial tailspins in Tekken 8. The catalyst for this video is a random tweet I just saw. Tekken 8 without strong aerial would be a much more engaging game, and I say that as a combo fiend. Now, it's a bit, quote unquote, over exaggerated, misleading. He says this as a combo fiend, and I like combos, and I understand. I left my 2 cents. I said that I also agree that the system needs to take a hit in some way at least. One idea I had is making the juggle scaling on the second one behave like you've already landed 3, or better, distribute this property. And I'll get to that in this video. Wind the clock back to season 1. I'm using Raven as a good example because he somewhat at least follows the rules of how they place these strong aerial tailspins. So he has 3. It's up 3, which is not really usable in combos. It's very slow. It's only used in wall splatting situations for a re-wall splat, and then you can convert. Soul Zone 1+2, which was buffed to be a counter hit launcher. Yeah. And of course, he has back turn, back 3, which is actually pretty usable in combos, despite it being locked behind back turn. Has a very generous low hitting hitbox, even though it's a high. My point is, Tekken 8 Season 1 made sure, and we had actually characters that didn't even have strong area tailspin, like Kazuya. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did not have any strong area tailspins. The whole point, and what I thought the vision of, having this very strong combo extension tool, right? You can't really spam it that much because it works in tandem with the normal juggle scaling. For decades of Tekken, right? It's the same thing, but it gives more utility, which is nice. We like utility in our combos. We like doing combos. So in season 1, they had this pattern. We have the single button, like homing move, whatever. You've seen this a million times. Launcher, filler, tornado, strong aerial tailspin, bam, heat burst. Yes, very boring. But yeah, at the very least, like even Victor, let's just switch to Victor real quick. It was, yeah, Perfumer 221, and it was down forward 4-2, yeah? And the gun. So they still follow the same kind of a somewhat philosophy. Victor is the exception. He is a very combo carry heavy character in general, but it is locked behind some kind of condition, right? This is very, situational. It's for the long combos. So yeah, down forward 4-2. This is a 2-hit string. QCF2, so at least a QCF is not the hardest input in the world, but still, right? It can't be just mashed in a combo or like abused in a combo. So getting to my point, in season 2, they just gave this property to everyone, like everybody. EI42, Jai! So where is the problem? Well, to demonstrate this problem. This guy is the exception, right? He can very easily, like, it's embedded in his combos to even go for 3 strong aerial tailspins. Now, granted, that is not the most optimal combo in the world, but I'm just trying to, demonstrate a point. I think a better example is my boy Kuma, right? He only had this, which used to be down forward 1+2, and I keep doing it sometimes. I keep forgetting. Quote unquote super button, right? In Tekken. Like, too many properties, right? But still, it's a counter hit launcher if I'm not mistaken. Still, right? Oh, look, it's a Tekken 7 screw as well. Tornado. Again. Notice that I have to micro dash, right? Even for, like, Kuma, back in the day, they put the strong aerial tailspin on a button that's not very abusable in combos, right? It's a bit slow. Maybe you can do it after, yeah. But I'm pretty sure that's not optimal, So, at most, I will be doing this once per combo, and I have to micro dash because it doesn't push me forward. I come back in season 2 and I find my bear being able to do stuff like this, right? Hey, no micro dash needed, just do it. I can even do 3. If there was a wall there, I'll get the wall easy. Like low effort, triple strong aerial tailspin bear combo. You see, you remember why I mentioned that they somewhat tried, like let's think of some examples. Like Alisa, is it 233? Correct me if I'm mistaken, I don't play Alisa. So that's a string, the last hit of 233, so that's an example of a 3-hit string. So you have to be creative. Let's actually switch to Asuzena. What were like Asuzena's beta day 1 combos? Like you'll do something like this. Maybe let's stay away from walls, right? Maybe if the wall is there, you can even walk up. They would put it in silly ways in some cases, but it's kind of limited, right? In comes season 2, and this looks very silly, right? What are we? She got it on this. I'm pretty sure that was not the case at launch. Can we do this now? Oh yeah, you can. You can go just check out Nova Seiken's like crash out on Jin Kazama's case, right? Where they sped up the stance 2 and they ruined Legacy. Legacy! Counterplay, dude. Unsafe transitions into Zen. Just because they wanted to make that his combo utility, and of course they removed a bunch of the power crush heat engagers. But they kept some of the stance ones. Weird. But still, it wasn't egregious. It wasn't as spammable, right? We didn't have whiff 2 into 4 into Zen 2 into run up back 3 into Zen, and oh yeah, and another mistake that season 2 made, which was, in my opinion, just a band-aid fix for, you know, making combos smooth out better, which is, yeah, this. Stance heat burst activation, in my opinion, was one of the biggest mistakes of season 2. If you go back to that tweet, that guy is a combo fiend. Maybe he's a combo artist or something. It's just part of a bigger problem. You know, I don't like to repeat topics, but what are Tekken 8's problems in general? It's a bit too, you know, convenient to land stuff in general. It's a bit too rewarding. And the combo length has always been a problem with Tekken 8 ever since its inception. Not all strings are equal, so yeah, let's just get to the issues now with the combo system in Tekken 8 at least. Now, you have this guy who can do screw into this, into this, with regenerating heat and stuff. It's crazy, dude. Okay, assume they do nothing, right? They do nothing to this stuff. But imagine, right? So let's imagine, right? I get to balance this game a little bit. So I don't allow stuff like this to happen, right? Let me do one more time, you know. Or a better way of putting it, what are good strong aerial tailspins? Well, I believe that maybe they should move away from these, because they're super spammable. You can get like 4 in a combo. You know what? I never played Law until today. I actually thought that this input was, you know, his stance up back 2. Like I thought people were just like doing it super fast, but no, this is just up back 2. They should move away from simpler inputs for strong aerial tailspins to limit their spammability in combos, I feel. That's one way of doing it, I guess. Or just, you know, actual back to basics. Maybe, the thing I just literally thought was the case, which is Dragon Stance or whatever. If this was at least in stance, maybe, just maybe, and slow it down a little bit, it will limit some of its spammability. You'll still have this, right? But this is still a 2-hit string. Granted, it's a very quick 13 frame, you know. There's no coincidence that Nina and Dragunov were top tier, arguably, back in the day. They just happened to have single, you know, inputs. You know, very reliable, right? They should stay away from single input ones. Maybe you can have these, but restrict them to moves that are very slow at least, or don't give them super generous recovery. This is also something I forgot to mention, I guess. So yeah, that's one way, maybe. And I think 2-hit strong aerials, anything that requires a running move input is okay. Anything that requires like a forward at least, or a QCF input. Anything that requires a stance entry, like let's reimagine up back 2 as stance up back 2. Very small, you know, things to modify the system. Of course, and finally, one mechanic I thought could work is have the second one behave like you've hit 3 already. That way, you restrict it. Let's have some defined characters that have better wall carry than others. I know people are not using 3 strong aerial tailspins and combos, but I'm just spitballing ideas. But I think I covered all of the points I wanted to. So to conclude, what started as a very interesting but limited combo utility tool in Season 1, it was taken to the extremes in Season 2. Anyway, that's it for me. See you very soon.